Are you going to stay this time?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Well,
wondering,
if I have to go somewhere to stay, that's where I'd rather be.
yeah, and it's a good conversation to be having right now where you can help make these decisions. And I'm wondering if, because it would be more of a permanent move, more, you know, her things would be going with her, more familiar type of things would be there, and to mimic, you know, or to piggyback on what Dr. Kerr was saying, you know, there is that transitional period. And it's going to take a lot of patience on your guys' part, a lot of redirection, you know, to calm her down, things like that. But it's important to get her into a consistent routine, whether it's in Virginia, it's in Chicago, you know, wherever. It's very important to get her into a consistent routine and to have a lot of patience with her. And then, like Dr. Kerr was saying, to minimize the conflict. So those would be our recommendations right off the bat of some things you could try to help make this transition a little bit easier.
Right, and we don't want to put you on the spot.
Right.
This is a major decision,
Right.
and we don't expect this to be clearly answered. Just to start thinking about it and deciding what you guys want to do as a family. While she's here in Indianapolis, you know, we will be caring for her along with you guys, and that includes having Aaron come to see you. This is Aaron. So Aaron's gonna come visit. He's gonna ask you questions, check on you, also be working with caregivers. And then we have our nursing team and Cassie. So while we're here, we'll kind of help you with this transition. How do you feel about taking another medication?
If you felt like I needed to take a medication, because I wouldn't know about the medication, you would. And if you felt like I should take it, I'm willing. But
What would it be for?
The only thing is, I still don't understand the whole. Still don't understand the whole thing.
A medication for dementia.
Can you show them
So
what
does
you're
that help?
taking
Does
now?
that help her memory, or what is it?
What you're taking
Does
now?
that help her
I would say
calm her down? Or?
it has
They're in
some.
your purse.
It has some mild to modest benefit. It can turn back. It can turn back the clock on the memory by a couple months, and and there's no guarantee on how long that will last. We can try it, but I also don't want to add something that would cause conflict. But Yvette wants me to look at her medications, and I do want to look at that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yanni, Vince, the old medicine that I took from her, I gave it back to her today. So she's now showing it to Dr. Kerr.
So is doctor taking away what she does not need?
That's what
And what she does?
But the doctors have never.
She
told
had,
me that.
yeah, well, in August, Dr. Means told her to stop taking all old medicine, and that she's only
No, he
supposed
did not tell me to stop taking old medicine.
She's only supposed to be on.
Dr. Means didn't, because Dr. Means didn't give me all that medicine.
The high blood pressure is the only thing she's supposed to be taking now, but she still had all of these pills in a box. So I took them because he told us to stop taking them. But I gave them back to her today.
Okay.
So now she's showing Dr. Kerr.
Which and so I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to rely
but
on
Dr.
nursing.
Kerr, she took one of each of those today.
Okay.
So
What kind of medicine is it? I mean,
we don't know.
We have to do a
It's
little.
for different things that different concerns of my body.
We have to do a little detective work
But,
with the pill box because
Dr.
Can you, Mom? Will you let the doctor do her detective work on the pill?
Yes.
Can you let her do that before you start taking them again? Can you let her do the
I'm not
detective
taking
work
them
and let?
because I don't take them because Beth took them from me.
You took one today.
Mama, she took them because she was
one is
concerned
Dr.
about if you were supposed to take them. So can you let this doctor do her investigation on the medication?
Yes.
Can you
I
agree
am
to do that,
complaining.
please?
I'm not complaining.
She said yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mom. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too, Yanni.
Did you
All
take
right.
one of everything? One of everything. Okay. All right. Well, that's helpful.
And
okay.
she has chloride
Okay.
for blood pressure in her purse.
And then
That's the
okay.
one she's supposed to be taking.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. So let me see here. What else? So that's mostly, you know, what we're going to talk about. And Cassie has a big binder. I don't know how much we've touched on and not touched on. But but Pam and I do want to work out the medications. I don't know if everyone wants to stay on the phone for this or if we
No, I'm not going to stay on the phone for that. I'll
Okay.
come back for that one.
Vince, you gonna
Yeah.
stay on?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll stay on if
Okay.
you need me to.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Okay.
let Cassie get started. Pam and I may be working in the background here about medications.
Okay.
Okay,
Here,
thanks,
we can
Yanni.
switch seats
Yeah.
too.
All right. Bye, Vince and everybody. I'm going to get off now.
I like this.
I love you. And I'll touch base with you guys later. Love you, Mom.
Love you too, baby.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All
Bye.
right, John.
All right. So we go over a lot of information in this meeting. So we always want to send you home with something in your
Okay.
hands that you can refer back to, take your time, read through it. Okay. So what I'm going to do with you guys today is I'm going to go through each section briefly, just to let you know, give you an overview about what to expect,
Okay.
and then send you guys home with it. Our cards are in here, so if you come up with questions, just write them down and then give us a call.
Okay.
Okay? Feel free to interrupt me, ask questions at any point in time.
Okay.
All right. So this first section is just all about understanding what Alzheimer's disease is. Okay? So this section is going to go through the signs, the symptoms, when to see the doctor, which you've already done, so you're a step ahead there. It's also going to go through signs and symptoms to look for in the future.
Okay.
Those are going to be things that if you start to notice those things that you'll want to reach out to us, or at least make note of to let us know when you come back and see us. That's going to let us know how the disease is progressing.
Right.
Alzheimer's disease is a disease that will progress. It's going to get worse. Unfortunately, we don't have any cure for it at this time. The medication that Dr. Kerr was talking about is our closest, and that doesn't stop the disease, it just slows it down at this point, okay? In this section is going to have some good patient stories. Some you may connect to, some you may not. This is a section I suggest that you read here in the next couple weeks, and then pick it up maybe 3-6 months from now and read through it again, as you might pick up different information from it. Okay?
Okay.
Towards the back of this section is the number for the Alzheimer's Association. They're a wonderful resource, and they are nationwide. They're not specific to Indianapolis. So in Virginia, you can get on and read their stuff. In Chicago, you can too. They are just a wealth of knowledge. I couldn't even try to attempt to put all of the information they have on Alzheimer's disease into one binder. So I highly suggest that you check out the website. And then they also have a 24-hour hotline number that is staffed. It's actually staffed up in Chicago, and it's staffed by master's level social workers. So no matter what time you call, you're going to get a live person that's going to be able to help you through whatever situation you're facing at that time with the disease.
I want
Okay.
a question. I want
Yeah.
to question. Are you basing this on the accident that I was in? Or what are you really basing it on?
So what we're basing this on is the neuropsychological testing that you completed with us. So you did, I think maybe towards the beginning of November, you came and you saw us and you did a pen and paper test.
I remember the pen and paper test.
Yep, so that
Yeah.
test is what we're basing this on.
I mean,
But
does the accident have anything to do with
It
this?
does not. It does not.
No, Mom.
Nope.
It don't have nothing to do with it. It's just a disease you have.
Because what I'm saying is, I had been in an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Yeah.
head hit the
Yes.
dashboard.
Yep. And we know.
And my legs.
Yeah.
And that's where my legs still hurt,
Yeah.
bothered me a little bit also.
Yep. No,
And
we
this side of
were.
my brain.
Yeah, we
This
were
is
well
where I
aware
was
of the
struck.
accident, and the accident has nothing to do with this diagnosis.
I still can't, I really don't, I still can't understand.
And that's okay.
How long do you think this has been?
So like Dr. Care had said, it's hard for us to pinpoint when this happened or when this disease started taking place.
We started noticing in December.
Okay, so it could
in
be
October when I had was in the accident.
so almost you know, a year ago, your family had started noticing things. So this could have been something that's been underlying for, you know,
Well, nobody said,
couple years
if I was a child and my mother or father was, if I had seen something
yeah.
different out of place, why not have come to me and taken me now before now?
We tried, Mama.
So
I've
something.
been going to the doctor regular appointments as
Yeah.
whenever I'm supposed to go.
And that's great, and we want you to keep up with keeping those
And
appointments.
I'm gonna tell you another thing. I love to travel. I love to learn things.
Yeah.
And right now, I've learned a lot of things sitting at this table since I've been coming here to this for this information.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with everything that's being said or done.
Okay, and that's okay.
I really don't.
I will let
I
you
really
know something that we like to tell our families and our patients that because of this disease, you may not have the best insight into problems that you're having with your memory. It's almost like you're forgetting that you're forgetting. Where your family may see things, and they I'm sure probably told you, you know, when they started noticing things, but you might not remember, and that's okay. The important part is that you're here now.
What I can't understand is I'm not around them every day. I'm home. I'm by myself most of the time, and some things that we are talking about here, I see in them.
Okay.
And that's why I can't. This is the reason why I can't come to really agree and come to the conclusion of that.
Okay.
Because, and another thing, I trust God more than I trust man, woman, boy, or girl.
Absolutely.
And I constantly pray and talk to the Lord. And there is nothing that I won't do or try to help somebody. I give them my last dime. I go and do what I can. I love to travel. I love to go.
And we want you to keep those things up.
And I'll be honest with this, the only thing is I don't like to go up hike. Hike has been hard on me all my life. Hike.
Yeah.
But I love to go.
Well, and that's definitely something we don't want you to stop just because of this.
Oh,
we
I'm
want you
not
to
going to
keep
stop. The
traveling.
only way I'll stop, I don't have no money.
We want you to keep moving and going.
No, I'm going to do that.
So the nice thing, or maybe the silver lining with this disease is that it forces you and your family to live more in the moment. It makes us become more present instead of living in the past or worrying about the future. It's a disease where you have to live in the moment, and so I think sometimes that can be a blessing. So.
Well, I'm not saying this to be bragging or boasting. I think I do pretty good for an old lady. And I like to try to keep business in order. Okay. I don't know whether I have one child, son or daughter, that have taken care of their business, like when they're going to die. I do. Well, I have.
That's great.
Well, I have.
You've made it very easy for your family then.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
But no, that's great. The next part of this section, it focuses more on the caregivers.
Okay.
So there are some things that we want you guys to do to take care of yourself. With this disease, it can be a lot for caregivers. We want to make sure that you are caring for yourself so that therefore you can care for your loved one. Okay? This probably isn't going to apply much to you, but you can get on the Alzheimer's website to find the support groups in your guys' areas. But I do have a list of support groups here in Indianapolis. But the website for the Alzheimer's disease is at the bottom of this page. You can just put in your zip code and it'll pull up support groups that are in your area. this is something that we want you to attend on a monthly basis. The importance of support groups is that you're going to get that peer-to-peer education and tips and strategies that maybe they've tried with their loved ones that you can try, and you being able to do the same thing for other people. Here in the clinic, we have a lot of clinical knowledge about the disease, but we're not living it day to day. So we want to make sure that you're getting that outlet to, thanks Ingalls, to people that are living it day to day like you are. So that's the importance of the support groups. The other thing that we want to make sure that you're getting is 8 hours off a week from any type of caregiving. And we would like that to be 8 consecutive hours that you're taking time for yourself, so that you're physically away and that you're mentally away from caregiving. The other piece of all that is we want you to stay educated about the disease. So I do have a list of recommended reading for our caregivers. This top one, The 36-Hour Day, is a wonderful book that does an excellent job of, it's kind of like a guide for caring for a family member that has Alzheimer's disease. It's an old one. It was actually published back in the 1980s, but it's still one of the best books out there in regards to this disease. So you can find it on Amazon, you can find it at your local library usually, so it's one that we suggest. But there are a list of other books. And then if you're not so much into reading, we do have a list of online resources that you can check out too. Okay? Along with all of this, a big one is communicating with our loved ones. So I'd kind of touched on that before, and so did Dr. Care, about staying away from conflict. We don't want you to sweat the small stuff and to pick your battles. So if it doesn't involve safety, within reason, we just kind of say, let it go. Let it roll off your back. There's no point in arguing.
Right.
So one of our tips that seems to work to help out a lot.
Okay.
I have no idea what this is in here. I should have checked this before. That's weird. This next section is the 10 tips for maintaining a healthy brain. There's that poster right behind me with a nice little blurb about what we mean with each one. There are 3 that I focus on. The first one being physical exercise. We want you up and we want you moving around, Mrs. Blevins.
Oh, she never sits down.
Good, good. You're going to be like
always busy. Always busy.
Your things, a lot of everything you're saying too, you need to go down through my whole family then.
Yeah, she
Because
likes
I'm not a
doing
sit
things.
downer.
Yeah.
Good,
I
good.
love to work.
So then I will not focus too much on the exercise. We just want you up and we want you moving around for at least 15 to 30 minutes a day.
I'm going to be doing that.
All day. All right.
You know what I was doing yesterday?
What?
Out there raking them leaves, getting them leaves up. That's what I was up there doing.
It was
I love
gorgeous
to work